front with us, right? Then it's easier to stand up when we have to do it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Wendy Schusterman, and I am here this morning as the service leader and to offer a prelude to our welcome and to officially welcome Reverend Rita Capizzi into the ebb and flow of our congregational life. Many of you have, go ahead. Many of you have met Rita, and if you have not met Reverend Rita, I encourage you to meet her after service today. And I will now turn the official welcoming over to Reverend Rita.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Congregation of Mississauga. All you here today in person and on Zoom, you are all welcome in this time we make sacred together. All are loved, worthy, and needed. Here we aim to be inclusive and welcoming. Here you can bring your whole self, all your sorrows and joys, all your identities and experiences. You belong. In these times and in all times, may we move into action to create the world of equity and liberation about which we dream. May we hold reverently and tenderly this one life, the here and now of which we are certain. The land on which our congregation sits is held in stewardship by the Mississaugas of the Credit River. We acknowledge that European settlement and colonization caused harm and continues to cause harm to Indigenous peoples. May we humbly enter a space of ongoing learning and reconciliation by understanding our shared history, accepting responsibility for restoration, and building relationship in the here and now. Thus, we seek to be good relatives. I am the Reverend Rita Capizzi, humbled and honored to serve as interim minister with your congregation. Now, as you know, Sunday morning is a team effort, maybe even a team sport, from what I saw happening around here earlier. And I'm not going to be able to mention everything that went on around here earlier because I was sort of floored by everything that was going on around here earlier, but it was magnificent, all to make a welcome for all of us. But I want to thank especially this morning our service leader, Wendy Schusterman, who's been working on this service with me, as well as Judy Benger, who is greeting you this morning. And at the welcome table, we have Susan Hogan and Charmaine Burwarn this morning. Thank you to all of you. We're grateful for our technical support from Joan Hill and Francis Mathers, with a new crew of learners assisting. That was part of what was going on around here. So we want to keep that going. And also thanks to Megan Brindle. Did I get that right? Bridle. There we go. All right. And thanks to the choir and Abigail Freeman, we have live music this morning. If you are new to the congregation, we are grateful that you are expanding the we who is us. Please let us know how to be in touch with you if that's something you would value. All are invited to join in the friendship hour after worship today with some snacks provided by the interim transitions team. And that is Wendy Schusterman, Sheila Barneson, and I'm saying that wrong too, but I'll get it right next. Yeah, Jensen. I was in Minnesota for 5 years and still didn't learn how to pronounce the names right. So I apologize ahead of time. And Susan Hogan. So let us enter together into a time of worship.
Together, let us kindle a flame symbolizing our co-creation of community at home and in this place, made beautiful by years of love. And please say together the words in your order of service, words familiar to many and also renewed. We kindle this light in celebration of the life we share, as we gather to deepen our spirit, nurture community, and act for an equitable, sustainable world. And let us sing now together number 126 in the Great Hymnal. Please rise and pray that is best for you. Our call to celebration this morning is a poem from Valerie Seacrest. Envision life dawning as an adorable droplet, being drawn to the sky by a seemingly invisible force, reconciling with clouds and collecting stardust in the astros, eternally magnetized to the moon, transforming into a raindrop and answering the call to return to earth, taking shape as a glacier, becoming a fast running river, slipping around ancient rocks, reflecting the trees and skies above, shaping the landscape and tributaries, forming capillaries and wetlands, arriving to the sea, embodying the ocean, holding space for all life forms to thrive. Come, let us celebrate together.
In the words of the poet May Sarton, return to the most human. Nothing less will nourish the torn spirit, the bewildered heart, the angry mind. And from the ultimate duress, pierced with the breath of anguish, speak of love. As we begin sharing the joys and sorrows at the heart of this religious community, I invite you to write a few words on your bridge. Got your little bridge plank? You can write a few words on there of celebration, a few words of sorrow, a few words about what you've been doing since the last time you were here. Words that are meaningful to you in this moment. We're going to use our little bridge planks later in the service. And a new practice that I'll invite you to engage in is to write a joy or sorrow at the table as you come in. And those messages can be conveyed to me or to the caring circle, or can be read publicly in the congregation in worship, if that's what you would prefer. And there's a way to make that all plain for you. So when Wendy gets back, I'll ask her to light a candle. But I see that there's not one there. So I will ask Wendy to light a candle for sorrows and concerns. May we do together the human and loving work of acknowledging that wildfires continue to burn across the world, even as floods flood the world. It seems we are always in catastrophe. May we particularly hold in our hearts the people of Morocco, who are living outdoors in Marrakesh, afraid that their homes are going to fall in on them. Let's just hold that with a silent breath. And our life is also made of joy, always joy and sorrow together. So as Wendy lights a candle for our joys, may we do together the human and loving work of rejoicing in this community, which offers us a home, a place of solace, a place to question, a place to belong. Let's hold that with a breath. And some folks are willing to play along with the new minister and have already given me some joys to celebrate. So from Mara Bullock, here's Mara. She is traveling to Whitehorse today for work, excited to see our north. And we will be with you in joy, Mara, as you make that travel. From John Rao. We had a successful pancake breakfast yesterday for the Afghan refugee family in Janice Alton's beautiful backyard. 25 people attended and over $1,000 were raised. That is a joy that this community can celebrate together. You're such quiet celebrators. That's all right. And this is from Nusif? No. Someone is glad to be back. Who's glad to be back? Noreen. I will learn your handwriting, Noreen. Where are you? Hello, Noreen. Noreen's glad to be back. Are you glad to have Noreen back? Yes. Are we glad to be back? Yes. Yes. We will celebrate together. And now, for all the sorrows and joys we hold silently in our hearts and minds today, let us take a breath together. Our presence with each other, a solace and a sharing. I invite you now into a time of prayer, reflection, and meditation. Settle into your mind and your body as it is in this moment. Close your eyes or simply soften your gaze. Bring gentle awareness to those parts of you that hurt. Follow your breath, knowing you are not alone in your pain, no matter its nature. We breathe together into this time of witness and compassion. Open your heart to the spirit of connection. Spirit of life and love, holy mystery beyond our knowing and understanding, bring forward those glimmers of ultimate kindness and compassion we feel stirring within. Bring them forward. Let us feel them welling up like a stream overflowing, like a cup overflowing. In this moment, enable us to feel for ourselves the goodness and beauty of compassion. Enable us to feel kindness toward ourselves. With all our shortcomings and mistakes, all fully human as we all are. And in this moment, may we extend that glimmering compassion to each other, welcoming the flood of new and old, of familiar and green. May compassion give us the strength to renew and to transform as we face the changes we must live within. May we feel that change is possible and good when we hold each other in care. May it be so. And let us share a stillness together.
A reflection from Valerie Seacrest. Water is constantly in motion, changing from liquid to solid, changing form from liquid to solid to gas and back again. Its power to transform enables water to erode rocks and mountains, corrode metal, and extract nutrients from plants and bones. The water present with us on earth has been here since the beginning of time. People have long journeyed to distant hot springs, mineral pools, misty waterfalls, and formidable geysers for the promise of water's endowed healing properties. In almost every religion, water has the ability to absorb prayers and bestow blessings. Water holds memories since time began and has a living spirit just like we do, says Shinoi Egawa, a member of the Lumi tribe and a ceremonial leader. Indigenous cultures circumnavigating the planet from Hawaii to the Azores consider bodies of waters to be a global unifier. In the Pacific Northwest, waterways are the ancient highways that connect villages and families. But like so many of our essential nutrients, water has become a commodity. Access to clean and safe water is becoming more challenging worldwide. While we need to consume this sacred water to exist, we must also work hard to repair our relationships with this almighty medicine. Many are standing up to protect water. Let's also commit to connect more deeply with water.
I invite our family life coordinator, Caitlin Seal, forward. We're going to tell a story together.
Thanks. I'd also like to invite any children or juniors to come sit on the carpet in front. We also have some bubbles for blowing.
Or the young at heart can come and sit up on the rug if they would like to. If you want to get up again, maybe you want to not. Oh, there we go. Tammy's going to do it. Colleen's going to do it. Why not?
To follow along with this story on the back of your order of service.
Once
The people of Winlock lived on the north side of the old bridge connected the two sides of the river, and now in all of Winlock there was one baker,
and one chimney sweep,
one cobbler,
one doctor,
one tailor,
one weaver,
one farmer,
one blacksmith.
and one woodsman.
Strangers passing through Winlock might have thought that it was a peaceful, quiet place to live.
But they would be wrong. The old people of the north bickered with the old people of the south.
And the old people of the south and the robust people of the south fought with the robust people of the north.
And all the children teased each other.
Then one night, the wind began to howl.
And the lightning flashed.
And the thunder rolled. And the rain fell in torrents.
And in the morning, when everyone awoke,
The bridge was gone. Fine, leave it like that.
good, leave it like that.
Fabulous.
Far out.
The next few days were the most peaceful and calm that anyone could remember.
Until the baker, who was up early in the morning, noticed that she needed the chimney sweep. But where was the chimney sweep? On the other side of the river.
And that morning, the chimney sweep was halfway down a chimney when his boot slipped and fell right into a tub of boiling water. My boot is ruined. I need the cobbler. But where is the cobbler?
On the other side of the river. And just then, the cobbler was so busy singing while swinging their hammer that they missed the shoe they were working on and smacked their thumb. Quick, I need a doctor. But where was the doctor? On the other side of the river.
The very jolly doctor who had just laughed a bit too hard at a good joke and slipped his last pair of pants that fit him, said, I need the tailor. But where was the tailor?
On the other side of the river. And at that moment, the tailor had just hung a large slow sign on her door. She needed cloth. No cloth, no cloth. I needed the weaver for cloth. But where was the weaver? On the other side of the river.
And then the weaver, and just then, the weaver had woven their last bit of yarn. They needed more wool. I must see the farmer and get the wool from his sheep. But where was the farmer?
On the other side of the river. And the farmer was plowing her field when all of a sudden her horse lost its shoe. I need the blacksmith, she shouted. But where was the blacksmith? On the other side of the river.
Just then, the blacksmith had run out of wood to keep her fire glowing. I need the woodsman. Do you know where the woodsman was?
On the other side of the river.
Woe is me, what shall I do?
Well, that night, the baker snuck down to the river, and there she found the boat. But the cobbler, the tailor, and the farmer were already there. Quick, get in! Then they started to row across the river. Shh, listen.
Taylor, is that you?
Doctor, come with me.
Cobbler,
Over here.
the boats got closer.
Get in my boat.
Sit down.
No, over here.
And the boat swayed
And rocked.
until everyone lost their balance.
And they all tumbled into the water with a huge splash.
Bubbles. Bubbles. More bubbles. What should we do?
What should we do? Swim.
And some swam north,
And some swam south.
but the next morning,
They all knew what they had to do.
the people of the south
And the people of the north
began to build a new bridge, and the bridge was stronger.
And we're gonna pause here. And you have all your bridge pieces and hopefully your fastener. So we're gonna build the bridge with your neighbor.
So fasten your bridge planks together. You can do it. You want to demonstrate?
Yeah, let me see.
You think you want to go as long as you want.
So yeah, you can just walk it through the paper, one piece of paper, and then just walk it on the other side.
There you go.
Oh, a piece of paper.
There you go. And the bridge, even though it's coming apart at the seams, was stronger. Let's together build our bridge of pieces.
Now the old people of the north smile at the old people of the south.
Like, smile at them. Look over there. Over there. And the robust people of the south work with the robust people of the north. Raise your hands. Put your hands together. Hands up. Yes. And all the children played together.
And if strangers passing through Winlock thought it looked like a nice place to live,
They would be right. Well, that was a no rehearse, and you can tell. But that's all right. So we have a water bowl here. It's a bowl reminding us that water fills and flows. It feeds and it floods. We too flow over the challenges and delights of life. And we do it best when we flow together. May we flow and be filled. So first, a bit of water collected and saved from the last year's water communion at the congregation I served in Mankato, Minnesota. Given in respect for the past and our connections beyond this room. Given in respect for the past that remains present and that flows together into a future we here will share. And now, I will invite you to come forward. So let's first say the words in your order of service. Let's say them together. We give our gifts of water into a common bowl, replenishing the water chalice, nourishing this community. So if you don't have water with you, that's okay. There are some little bottles on the back table. Please feel free to get one and then to come forward with your water to add. Water from your lives, water that represents life. Bring water, add water, all from a common source, all from a common well. All are invited, all are included. Come forward now.
No, I'm not sure yet. Oh, people. Oh, yeah, I wanted Kirby. Full on going.
I crossed water to be with you today. I crossed the Niagara River. I crossed the Jordan Harbor. I crossed the Credit River. I wrote down 18 Mile Creek, but yesterday I think it's called 16 Mile Creek, some Mile Creek. I crossed that water. I crossed the Welland Canal, and I crossed more that I don't know and that I don't know the names for. I crossed bridges to be here with you. Willingly and freely I crossed them, bridges of nationality and identity as well, thank you, as well as bridges of concrete and steel. I am so pleased to cross and to be here with you today and to serve among you for the next 2 years. And I might become a cross to bear, we'll just have to wait. And I thank so deeply the Interim Ministry Search Committee and your Board of Directors for inviting me. Now, some of you may have recognized the meditation song. You might have heard it in the Coen Brothers film, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The earliest version of Down to the River to Pray, though, was published in the 1867 collection entitled Slave Songs in the United States. As is true of many songs of enslaved people, the words held coded messages referring explicitly to their efforts to escape bondage. The starry crown referred to, the starry crown in the song, you can hear the words, but it's there. The starry crown refers as much to the North Star as it does to any apparel some Jesus in a celestial heaven might wear. The words of this song also serve to rewrite the relationship between the people and the God of their understanding. From the oppressive God of white supremacy, exacting obedience from brutal masters, to the loving God of guidance and protection. When we use such a song as this in Unitarian Universalist worship, a song with Christian roots, it is necessary to contextualize it, even to recontextualize it. Did you know that this was a hymn that emerged from a Christian context? Did you know that it was a hymn that emerged from the context of American enslavement? That's true of Wade in the Water also. Other songs this morning came out of the same Christian and American context of enslavement, as well as from the Jewish traditions marking the enslavement of the chosen people. Do these contexts, very different from your own, perhaps, trouble you, bother you, rub you the wrong way? Is there here a bridge you might have to cross in order for us to be together? Recontextualizing is another way of saying that we need all of us to become aware of our own habitual ways of seeing, recognizing those ways and even asking questions of those ways. Something, somehow, is going to trouble our waters, and we need to meet that trouble in good ways, even when, and especially if, we have been harmed or traumatized in religious community. In order to nurture a vision of this religious community, this one that we are building here together, we need to pressure our ways of seeing ever so slightly or in big, wide gulps, so that we do not grow complacent, so that we do not stop learning, so that we may open to new possibility not before imagined. Re-envisioning, attending to how we make sense of our realities, immediate ones, as well as those more vast. This is what keeps us fresh. This is what keeps us in community, without assumption and without judgment, and able to imagine, to visualize a better, stronger, more just way of living. Immediately in this congregation, and in the web of social, cultural, and environmental worlds we also inhabit. When we see anew, we learn new ways to live freely and truthfully. Thus, we recognize our humanity, our own humanity, and the humanity of everyone. Thus, we build community from our individual presence. Recontextualizing also means that we must acknowledge that no one of us can grasp the whole picture of anything, that we have things to learn from each other, that we need to transform ourselves, experience in new and different ways if we are to aid in the transformation of a hurting and suffering world. And we all need help, all of us. We need help in order to see clearly and to see anew. I know I need help. I don't imagine we're that different. And I believe with all my heart that it is only the merging streams of our separate perceptions that will give us a glimpse of a larger reality, a larger reality of which we are a part, that larger reality which we also shape with our awareness and our work of goodness and justice among us and in the wider world. We need community in order to make our individual visions known and real. How might we together grow our wonder and our joy in good ways? Ways that make our congregation a sustaining place for more folk, sustaining here and in the larger community of Mississauga. One way is to call upon the God of your understanding, the spirit of life and love flowing through all things. We pray that we will live good lives, lives worthy of the short space of time we have together, lives full of purpose and compassion, lives full of mercy and justice. This is why we come to the water again and again. May we call upon that greater good and vital liveliness, however we individually define it, to guide our hearts and our minds to wisdom and vision enlarged, to be reminded, to be renewed, to be transformed. Another way that we can grow together, grow our wonder and our joy, is to remember that we are all made up of the same life stuff. We are all made of water, that adorable droplet, sweet and small, and also worthy of our unconditional positive regard. It's adorable. We are absolutely a part of this cycle of water. All of life is. We are all made of water, that fount of many blessings, a force volatile and enduring and changeable. When we say that streams and creeks and rivers, I'm sorry, let me start again. When we say that streams and creeks and runs seek the rivers, when we say rivers seek the lakes and the oceans, we are also saying that we seek community with that larger body which we make and of which we are made. May we open our eyes to the gifts we bring, to the gifts that we all bring to each other, to the gifts that we each are, each of us, in this beautiful and painful watery world. As we recommit to each other by ingathering today, by celebrating the water ceremony, as we recommit to each other, to this religious community, to a world in need of our service, and to living life as Unitarian Universalists, may we remember that we have only this one blue boat home. Let us cherish it as we sail together, always together. May it be so, and amen.
Well, for our musical gift, we're actually inviting the congregation to join us. It's very simple. I will play it through once, the choir will sing it twice, and then you can join us. The lyrics are, be like water, be like rain, and that's it.
And now for some information about after the service today and notifications about the life of this congregation beyond our Sunday service. Please remember to look at the Shining Chalice to learn about all the new and continuing activities and groups that are formed for companionship and social action. So for today, you will notice that Dominica has been taking photos. If you wish your photo not to be made public, would you please let her know? And Dominica, there we go. So if she has taken a picture of you and you wish not to have it shown, please let her know. There is a friendship luncheon, friendship with light refreshments after the service today. So it will be wandering around, and we're not putting tables out. It's very casual, so it's mostly finger foods for today. And after that, a reminder for those of you who are on the worship committee that there will be a meeting afterwards. And starting tomorrow night, yoga is back. So those of you who like to practice yoga in this magnificent space, Margot will be here tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. There's a Daytimers picnic on Wednesday, and the information is in your order of service. And next Sunday, we will celebrate the International Day of Peace, and there will be Amnesty International letter signing after that as well. And I believe I captured all of the important things, but look on the back of your order of service and check the Shining Chalice. And if you are not receiving the Shining Chalice, just talk to any of us and we will make that happen for you. And now let us sing together number 1064 in the Teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home, and please rise in the way that is best for you.
As we conclude our time of worship this morning, let us make a promise that we will remain committed to sustained and robust relationship with each other, to the vision of our faith community, to the values of Unitarian Universalism, and to the interdependent web holding us all. As Wendy extinguishes the chalice, please say the unison words. They're in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And friends, let us join together in a final song. The words are in your orders of service. Thus we bless each other, and thus we are a blessing to each other. Let's sing it through twice. Abigail will play us out.